Early numbers will definitely have the advantage here. This will be a bumpy ride for some of the later numbers, with a huge start field of 136 skiers representing 50 different national ski associations. Early pace is set by Söderlund. Petter Lunde for Norway wears bib number 2. Now Lunde, out of the Stabæk Ski Club, where many of Norway's top racers have heralded from in yesteryear, comes in with some pretty good form on the Europa Cup Tour, a 26.61 point score for a 20th position in the Soldeo Europa Cup earlier this last month, early February, I should say.
Unbelievable, unfortunately, the Norwegian TNF is out.
Now, this is one of the young rising stars of the French team, Flavio Vitale, out of the Teen Club des Sports Ski Club. Vitale has been showing some impressive form on the Audi FIS Ski World Cup, making his debut at just 19 years of age. It's Mel, you've knocked something. I've lost the mic. Something's gone at the back. Test. Test.
Molto bene, abbiamo visto il verde per quanto riguarda il francese che ha fatto un'ottima run. Flavio Vitale sta trasformando 58 e 61, bravo Flavio, bella run. Flavio Vitale chiude con un
5, 4, 3, 2.
This is Nolan Sweeney from the Colby College ski team out of the United States of America. Of course, the USA are the defending champions in this Men's World Junior Championship Giant Slalom, with Ryder Sarchet taking the gold in this competition a year ago in Saint-Jean-d'Ulpe in the French Alps, of course. Oh, and another DNF. These soft snow conditions are very difficult today. So Flavio Vitale sets the target time. Apologies for the few technical issues at the top of the show here. It looks like we now have everything up and running. This is Leo Baraldi from Les Deux Alpes Ski Club, or the Club de Sport Les Deux Alpes, with his French teammate Flavio Vitale, setting the early target time at 58.61 seconds. It's a good rhythmical set from the Canadian coach, but it's the piste condition that is of the greatest concern. Again, not really freezing hard overnight. The spring-like snow conditions really testing the skiing skills of these youngsters. Remember, the World Junior Championships is for young rising stars aged from 15 to 20 years of age, and you can see here that Baraldi is quite a way off the pace of Vitale, picking his way through those turns, 1.44 down into runner-up position. Representing Norway is Sebastian Hagen, another racer out of the Stabæk Ski Club, just outside of Norway. Couple of 23 and 29-point FIS scores with the first and third in a Opdal FIS giant slalom. And of course, some of the greatest names in the sport of international ski racing have won this World Junior title. Most recently, Alexander Steen Olsen took the giant slalom World Junior gold in Panorama in 2022, 3 years ago. And look at the breakthrough that Steen Olsen has now made, one of the major players on the Audi FIS Ski World Cup for giant slalom and for slalom. 58.61 is the target time. Watch the graphics to the right of your screen to follow the Norwegians' progress against our French leader. It's interesting to watch the snow and piste condition. The salt has worked on one or two of the turns, not so on the others. Good skiing from the youngster. Hagen into second position. There's Flavio, our current leader. We stay with the Norwegians. Here's a lad that's got some World Cup form against his name. Oscar Sandvik. Tidy skier, this young boy. Winning Europa Cup slaloms this season as well in Baquillera Beret. There's a Spanish resort that I remember from yesteryears. But he won the first of the double slaloms there on the Europa Cup Tour. Remember the Europa Cup, the B Tour, where many of the youngsters cut their teeth, lower their world ranking, and prepare themselves for World Cup competition. But with a first and a third and a 15 and an 18 FIS point score, this lad is one of the favourites. If not for today's giant slalom, most definitely for Thursday's slalom race. Like many of the slalom tech racers out of Norway, he's a long-levered, tall young lad. 20 years of age. And we've already seen Sandvik appear on a couple of occasions on the World Cup Tour. So the coaches of the Norwegian Ski Federation think a lot of this youngster. And the chase is on for this World Junior Championship gold medal in giant slalom as Oscar Sandvik goes into runner-up position, just 0.15. Must remind you, if you're new to FIS TV, 2 runs, the name of the game, and we will flip the top runners, the top 30 in that second leg. Now let's take a look at Alex Obesercanta of Spain. Many of you will remember watching this young lad at the recent... Oh, no! And it's gone. I was just about to say a most impressive result at the Senior World Championships in Saalbach Interglim last month, where Alex picked up a 23rd position. That was the perfect prep for his season's target of World Junior Championship gold. Oh, Alex, that is so frustrating for the young Spanish racer. do believe that is the Spanish coach, Noel Baxter, there on the side of the track, brother of Alan Baxter, who's coaching the British slalom Queensmen. There's Vitale, leader. But here's another racer that has the form and the experience, even at 20 years of age, to shake up the top positions here. Rasmus Bakkevig. We've seen him on the World Cup Tour a couple of times this season. It's been feast or famine on the Europa Cup for Rasmus. More DNFs this season than he's picked up results. But he was racing at the World Cup in Kranjska this past weekend. Took a DNF on the first run, but that's the way to prepare for the World Championships, is at the FIS Ski World Cup. That's the top level of international ski racing. And of course, it's just over the border from Tarvisio. This wonderful little resort tucked up against the Austrian and Slovenian borders. Carnic Alps, Julian Alps, all part of the magical scenery here. Good smooth style and technique in the opening turns from Bakkevig. 0.76 off the pace. Ooh, starting to worry about the piste condition already. Now holds his tuck position, stops the clock. 0.58. Fourth position. Oh, the Norwegians are packing in behind the French leader. Sandvik second, Hagen third, and on-screen Bakkevig going into fourth position. Fabian Ax Schwarz for Sweden. This young lad is already an established World Cup slalom racer with a PB of 11th on the tour this season. And he's also got a whole host of World Junior Championship medals against his name. A silver as far back as 2020. He was the bronze medalist in this race last year in Saint-Jean-d'Ulpe with Ryder Sarchet and Elise Canifarina taking the silver for the French team. So a lot of experience, fully funded, fully sponsored, part of the Van Deer team. He's got his kid brother racing here later today as well, which will add to the story. But here's a youngster that really has made his breakthrough in the big league. He was in Kranjska at the weekend. 29th in the World Championships. Now Fabian, 0.45 into fourth position. Just over half a second separating the top five heading into this second leg shootout. Storm Andre Hagen. Just seen his older brother, Sebastian Hagen, holding third position. Just 17 years of age, this young lad. And again, showing the strength and depth of the Norwegian training system. I have to say, it is most impressive. Solid technique. That's the thing that catches the eye immediately. This young lad is lovely and loose, flexion and extension, soft with the ankles where you need a little bit of finesse against the turning ski to not dig those edges in too deep on this soft piste condition. And 0.82 for the 17-year-old is really exceptional. Hagen, good skiing, skillful skiing, I would say. 1.18 for the youngster. Vitale still leads for France. Jonas Skaba of France, or Skaba. Now this young lad has been enjoying these World Juniors, no question of a doubt. Part of the gold medal men's team combined team with Thomas Shea. Strong tech racer. High hopes for medals in both giant slalom. He's out of the Club de Sport of Maribel in the Trois Vallées. Brings some healthy form, winning FIS races in both Super G and Giant Slalom as part of his preparation. Getting some pretty healthy point scores, as low as 23 points. Vitale leads and Skabar goes into 6th position. Well, starting to stop the Norwegian dominance here. It's a good performance from the young French racer. Full of attitude, that's a fact. Aisha Sturm next on course. Years of age now. Out of the St. Leonard Ski Club. Another racer that's worked hard to earn his spot at these juniors. FIS Slalom in Melau back on the 8th of February. Took 2nd position there, 28.75. And we'll talk about the FIS points quite a lot throughout today's show, because the FIS points truly are the name of the game for these youngsters, trying to lower those points, which improves their world ranking, which allows them to get a better start number on the Europa Cup and eventually onto the World Cup Tour. And Sturm here of Austria, chasing Vitale of France, 58.61. The young Austrian skis into 9th position. Isn't that nice? Little time to say hi to Mom. Lindenmayer, Axel Lindenmayer for the United States of America is next on course. He's out of the Cresta Butte ski team. Now, this brings the North American NORAM form to these World Juniors, as Axel is off the back of a 6th position in a Super G. Maybe a stronger Super G and downhill racer than his giant slalom and slalom form. 7th and 21st in the Super G and the downhill here in Tarvisio. Good skier again. Big, tall, long-levered athlete. Looking forward to this lad. Working with Mark Tilston, who's the head coach of the American ski team. A Scottish coach, believe it or not. And I'm sure he'll be ready to knock Lindenmayer into shape when he moves up into the Stiefel American senior team. Not a bad performance, 11th position, 2.31 off the pace. Now, we're all very excited to watch racer number 15 in the gate. It's Freddie Carrick-Smith, the talented twin brother to Zach Carrick-Smith, who goes with bib number 31. And, of course, the son of the British champion and 4 times Olympian Emma Carrick-Smith. I used to race with his dad, Phil Smith, on the dry slopes back in the day, as they say. 3/10 off the pace. Exciting opening turns here from this young talent out of the United Kingdom. Still in his teens, working his way up the world ranking with some brilliant performances, particularly a giant slalom gold at the Youth Olympic Games in Bakaruani in Georgia. That's the highlight of Freddie's tour so far this season. But this is his first major task on the world stage as Great Britain has a new star in the making. This is Freddie Carrick-Smith, and in comes Freddie now. 0.98 off the pace. Nice touch. Looked a little nervous in the opening turns, but now goes about the work nicely. Finish line is always almost there. Freddie, 1.2 off the pace and into 8th position. Not bad at all for the young British racer. Looked a little stiff in the shoulders in those opening turns, but I really enjoyed the closeout. Vitale is the fastest of the top 15 ranked racers, with Sandvik and Hagen of Norway taking positions 2 and 3. What a ski from Freddie Carrick-Smith of the Snowsport GB team, skiing into 8th position. Skabar is one of 2 French skiers in the top flight. The Norwegians, as we'd expected, look strong. But Freddie Carrick-Smith for Great Britain, 8th position, 1.21 off the pace, has a real chance with a good solid second run of making the top 5. And if you're shooting for the top 5, then the medals could be within his grasp. Well, Flavio Vitale, who's literally fresh off the back of a World Cup race this past weekend in Kranjska Gora, and that tough technical track of the senior men's tour has prepared Vitale perfectly. Jack Irving, the next British racer, goes with bib number 20, and the twin brother of Freddie Carrick-Smith will be going with bib number 31 just after this group. Now, let's get back into the racing here. Jesperi Kampanainen will be next to challenge for the Finnish team, wearing bib number 16. Target time still set by Flavio Vitale of France at 58.61. If you're new to World Junior Championship Giant Slalom Racing, the rules are exactly the same as the Senior World Cup Tour. 2 runs, the name of the game, top 30 in reverse. The jury may be forced to adapt that rule if the conditions deteriorate a little too much. We'll keep you informed. Top 30 going in reverse order, which means Vitale will have to have a much more of a bumpy ride on the second leg than he will on the first. Well, plenty of mums, dads, friends, family all gathered in the Finnish area to watch the young rising stars of international ski competition. Now, a slightly longer break here whilst there's a quick prep of the race piece. The organisers and the FIS team doing everything they can to keep the field of play as fair as possible. Here is Kempanainen, Finnish racer from the, I love this name, the Santa Claus ski team. Don't you want to be a member of the Santa Claus ski team? I think we do. Young rising star from Finland with some impressive 28.91, his best point score this season in a national junior race in Austria. Oh, and that is a real shame. I was just about to say he's already got World Cup form against his name, making his debut in Levi, the home World Cup resort for the Finnish Ski Federation. Let's just see the error. He's coming through the undergate. There's the switch, trying to keep it light. Doesn't load that outside ski early enough. And a DNF for the Finnish skier. That's his day over, sadly. He'll look forward to Thursday's World Junior Championship slalom race here in Tarvisio. '17, ready to go for the Austrian team. This is Stefan Scheidreiter. He's a 24-point racer in giant slalom. 20 years of age, 0.36 off the pace. Piste condition will be the talk of the town here in Tarvisio right now. It's starting to rut and bump. It has been a battle, and congratulations, I have to say again, to the local organising committee here, and as well as the FIS team in doing the best they can in these incredibly difficult conditions. Luca Berti is the chief of race, the local organizer here, and has worked so hard to keep this race piste alive. 1.54 off the pace for the Austrian. A little bit of pressure, I would say, on the Austrian racers right now, still searching for their first gold medal at these World Junior Championships. 10th position for the young Austrian racer. Austria currently down in 4th position. Now, Albin Larsson. Had some good form in the Swedish FIS Tour in Tarnaby. He won 2 back-to-back FIS Giant slaloms there as well. So comfortably in the high 20s with his FIS points world ranking, 0.81 off the pace here. Again, these youngsters skiing so well. The level of competition is so high these days at the World Junior Championships. Last one, 1.22. Just watching the piste condition carefully here. And as we've described many times on the World Cup Tour, as the rut develops, it just forces the skier to make a slightly rounder turn, thus ski a slightly longer, slower pathway down the mountain. Solid skiing there from Albin Larsson. Let's go to Jan Schrag of Switzerland. Out of the Schwarzsee Ski Club. Another racer that's won FIS Giant Slaloms. FIS is, the best way to describe it, the 3rd tier of international ski racing. World Cup, Europa Cup, FIS Tour. And then I think it's fair to say Citadin Racing below that. But it's the first part of the journey for many of these youngsters. And I like this lad's technique, nice and soft. Oh, but a little too soft there. Gets pitched up, over edges the ski, loads it a little too aggressively, spits him out. But I have to say, that's a very skillful recovery. Many would have gone down. Schrag now still keeps it at 1.64. And Jan Schrag of Switzerland, 1.98. Lucky to be in the finish area. Skillful recovery. With the Frenchman Vitale still leading. Ooh. Second of the British racers carrying bib number 20 is Jack Irving. Really enjoyed watching Jack ski at the Senior World Championships in Saalbach Hinterglemm. 19 years of age, out of Renegade Racing. Born in Florida, raised in Austria. Austrian father, I believe, British mother. Private team. Like many of these youngsters, not really getting enough support from the British Ski Federation. I think that is fair to say. So many of these young British juniors following their own pathway, many of the academies supporting them. And this young lad who's from the ski club Hippach, just outside of Meyerhofen. I'd love to find a big sponsor and scoop up all these talented young British juniors and really put a solid program together. Jack Irving's good skiing, 1.11, and that is a little bit quicker than Freddie Carrick-Smith. That's the best of the British boys. Jack there going into 7th position. 2 British racers in the top 10. Jeremy Nolting for the United States of America. Nolting is out of the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club in Colorado, USA. Taking some podium performances on the FIS Tour this season. He's also taken top 10s at senior level on the NORAM Tour, the North American Series, the North American equivalent to the Europa Cup Tour, a B circuit specifically for the young North American races, but sometimes Europeans go over there and race as well. And it's the springboard to World Cup competition. Nice rhythm, pace and tempo here from Nolting. And the reward is just 0.99 off the pace. Keep it under a second off the pace and you're heading for the top 8 at this point in the race here. Nolting from Steamboat Springs, Colorado, 1.03. Solid 7th position. Enjoyed that rhythmical swing to his turn there. Good work from Jeremy. Florian Neumeyer. Out of Radstadt. Salzburgerland youngster. Another skier with a good series of FIS point scores throughout January and February. Just 18 years of age, still got a bit of filling out to do. But lovely technique, nice little touch on the outside ski, and that reflects in the split times. Look to the right of your screens, 0.22, 0.53 off the pace here. And what he lacks in power and strength, he makes up for with a solid ski style and technique. Neumeyer stops the clock at 1 minute, 0.32 seconds. That's 1.71 off the pace into 14th position. This is at Nash Haute-Marchand. French teenager out of the Courchevel Ski Club. 18 years of age now. Fresh off the back of a really nice performance in the Super G at FIS level, second. So I think he was just a little disappointed to finish 15th earlier this week, last week actually, for the Super G at these World Juniors here in Tarvisio. He was 17th in the downhill. Good technique, nice balance, great posture, which is the base to that balance, of course. Lovely flowing turns. These are tough conditions. Salty, slushy, particularly if you just get caught slightly off the racing line. And Haute-Marchand, 7th position, 0.95, another great ski. Very good skiing from the young French racers. Now 3 of them in the top 10. That pushes Jack Irvin of Great Britain down to 9th. Freddie Carrick-Smith in 11th. Lucas Kraus for Germany next on course. What World Juniors the German team are having. Gold in the men's at downhill and Super G. Benno Brandis winning the Super G gold. And of course the downhill gold going to Felix Reusel. Kraus was 9th in the Super G, 22nd in the downhill. Isn't it interesting that the German Ski Federation have had such a tough season on the World Cup Tour, and then literally after last weekend everything changes. Well, it started with Lina Strasser, didn't it? With him taking a bronze medal at the World Championships. Very last race of Saalbach-Hinterglemm. Then Emma Eicher steps into the play and pulls off an amazing win in the women's downhill in Kvitfjell. And then the juniors step up with gold in downhill, gold in Super G. Kraus just getting into a little bit of trouble in the closing turns. 1.45 into 14th position, but still on track for his best result of these World Juniors so far. Philip Johnson of Sweden, next on course. Solid podium performances in FIS Giant slaloms leading into these World Juniors. I think he struggled a little bit with the conditions in the Super G, down in 44th position there. This is the discipline where he really believes he can excel, make his mark. Ooh, that's not going to help. Drops low, late, deep in the line through the undergate. And that's a shame. He was half a second. Now he's over a second off the pace. Giant slalom, of course, the most physically demanding of all the alpine disciplines, as well as requiring the utmost in technical skiing skills. And 1.17 now. Top 10 is good for Johnson. He'll take down with a smile into 8th position. Just 1.01 off the pace of Flavio Vitale, the French leader, still setting the fastest first run time at 58.61 seconds. Let's go to Canada. Pierrick Charest, carrying bib number 26. Wasn't that long ago, was it, that Panorama in Canada hosted the FIS World Junior Championships back in 2022. There were some amazing performances. And look at some of the names that won there. Alexander Steen-Olsen, World Cup superstar now, won the slalom and the giant flop. Zrinka, Lucic and Emma Eicher were first and second in the slalom. Canada won the team parallel. Young rising star Marie Lemieux of the French team took the Alpine Combined. 12th position for Charest. Pierrick, very much in the shake-up for the second run. Should be happy with that, the Canadian. Let's not forget that Flavio Vitale had bib number 3. And he's taken full advantage of that smooth, clean track to set the pace in the first of the 2 runs. Gabin Michel for France is next on course, wearing bib number 27. He's from the southern part of the French Alps. He's out of the Barcelonnette and Superso Ski Club. That southern part of the French Alps where the great Carol Merle came from. A solid second position in the FIS race in Font-Rameau. 25-point score there for Gabin. Let's see if he can put this together now. "20 years of age, last year as a junior. Lovely purchase from those skis, but the mistakes early on in the challenge have taken their toll. Oh, and another one. Again, the ski breaks, drops the Frenchman deep and low and late in the line. Series of link recoveries there. 23rd position, 2.72 off the pace of his compatriot Vitale. Canada, Sasha Gilbert. An impressive 7th position in the Super G on the NORAM Tour, heading into Europe for these World Juniors. But only 30th and 36th in the Super G and downhill races. Tough conditions for the downhill races. Many of you will remember last week we had to ski a sprint downhill format, 2 legs rather than 1 full-length run. This is a little better now from the Canadian. Assault has worked well on 1 or 2 of the turns. Second run will be the fear with the piste condition, but this is winter sport. When you're looking for a world champion, you've got to be able to ski in all the snow conditions. As Sasha Gilbert for Canada, 1.66, 18th position. Out of Verbier in the Swiss Alps, this is Gabin Janet. Solid performance in the Super G here last week, taking 5th position, 11th in the downhill. Justin Marissier is one of the heroes out of the Val de Bagne of Verbier. But this young lad, no shortage of aggression here. Got to be careful. He doesn't go down on that inside ski. That pressure edge turn of the outside ski is absolutely crucial. And it can be equally as difficult in the soft snow as it is on the solid ice. The timing and the loading of the turning ski really is the key to success here today. Janet just a little low, late in the line, rounding off the turn at the bottom of the arc, not at the top. That takes him 2.23 seconds off the pace, 23rd position. And taking us to the last of the top 30 ranked racers is Felix Norris of Germany. 19 years of age, out of the Garmisch Ski Club. And we'll take a little catch-up after the performance of the German skier before we see the second of the Carrick-Smith brothers, Zach. So don't go far away if you're watching the British racers here today, live here on FIS TV. 0.47 is a very healthy first split time for Felix Norris. Confidence is high for the German boys, no question, after gold in downhill, gold in Super G. Yeah, you can hear the screams and cries when he just lets that turn drop him a little low and late in the line. Just slice it off a little higher and earlier. Easy for me to say that, sitting in the commentator's chair, as Norris of Germany now stops the clock, respectfully. 2.16 off the pace of the leading French racer, Felix Norris of Germany, into 23rd position.
For the German skier here on the finish line with the bib 30. Break time.
Well, there is our current leader off the top 30 ranked racers, Flavio Vitale, ahead of Sandvik of Norway. Hagen, also of the Norwegian team, holds third. Ax Schwarz, the experienced youngster from Sweden, is fourth. Bakovic 5. Skabar of France 6. And some good performances from the British racers. Jack Irving holding 10th position. Freddie Carrick-Smith is holding 12th position with his twin brother Zach next in the gate. So you're with FIS TV live at the 44th FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships in Tarvisio, Italy, in the Friuli Venezia Giulia region of the Italian Alps. The Carnic Alps, the Julian Alps, making some spectacular scenery here for these World Junior Championships. It's been a tough battle against the warming weather conditions, but the race organisers and the local organiser committee have done a brilliant job here. Let's get into the next set of racers with bib 31 out on track. This is Zach Carrick-Smith for Great Britain, out of the British Ski Academy, run by former British #1 Malcolm Erskine. And Zach here with a valuable course report from his twin brother Freddie, 18 years of age. looking to show us a clean set of heels here. Silver at the recent Youth Olympics, but of course the Youth Olympic gold medalist of 2024 in Can Juan. That was the first major international breakthrough for Zach. 0.90 off the pace at sector 2. Again, like his brother, a little nervous, but now starting to flow and link together these turns nicely. Still another 2 years as a junior. Getting his points into the high 20s, and it's 26th position for Zach Carrick-Smith of Great Britain. Mother Emma Carrick-Anderson, father Phil Smith. I'm sure very proud right now. Zucchini of Italy is next on course. Very much the local lad here from Venezia. Italian national junior champion for giant slalom, and that result earned him 24 points, FIS points. Now Enrico Zucchini stops that clock, 2.32 off the pace, 26th position. Top 30 qualification now becomes the name of the game for these guys. This is Sawyer Reed of the United States of America, out of the famous Green Valley School in the USA. .30 giant slalom racer. As the Americans, bronze in the team competition. Sawyer Reed played his part in that performance, along with Stanley Buzek, Liz Moritz, and Elizabeth Bocock, I should say, 2.12 off the pace. Reed into 23rd position. Moritz Feisler. Another young German racer looking to maintain the German team's impressive form. 2 golds from both the downhill and the Super G. Benno Brandis taking the Super G gold on the first list. Oh, and that is a shame. A DNF for Moritz. And here is the newly crowned World Junior Super G champion, Benno Brandis of Germany. He's out of the Durach Ski Club in Bavaria. Ooh, and he's gone deep, low, and late there. And that is a big disappointment for Benno. No repeat performance in the giant slalom from his impressive work in the Super G. We're trying to work through these as quick as we possibly can now. And Otto Ude. Out of the Val Thorens Ski Club. Good podium form at FIS level in races in Soldeo, in Super G, and in Le Menuire in giant slalom. Would be no surprise to see this young lad shake up the top positions. Just 19 years of age. Got a nice fluid style, hasn't he? Nice and patient as he loads that ski. Looks a little bit like Muffa Jondet out of the Val d'Isère Ski Club. What a day Victor had in the office on Sunday in Kranjska Ude goes into 10th position. That is a good performance from start number 36. Giuliano Fuchs, I should say. Giuliano Fuchs of Switzerland. Out of the Grachen Ski Club. Swiss women have skied brilliantly at these speed races. Jasmine. Oh, it's a DNF. Oh, Giuliano, that is disappointing. Oh, all the work had been done as well. Just a lapse in concentration in those closing turns. And I have to admit, the piste is holding up a little better than many of us had predicted. Here's Dominic Shackleton for Great Britain, carrying bib number 38, studying at Dartmouth College over in the United States of America, racing on the NCAA, their national collegiate ski racing tour, I should say. And of course, whilst many skiers go over to the United States of America to take care of their education, finish off their education, that collegiate race tour is of such a high quality. Many come back. And Shackleton, 1.95, 23rd position. 3 British racers in the top 30. Max Ulia. Now, Ulia, 20-year-old Swedish racer. PB, 5th position on the Swedish FIS Tour. Top 30, definitely the target. Now, carrying bib 40 is Miha Ozerban of Slovenia. We saw him, didn't we, at the World Cup racing this past weekend on the men's tour in Kranjska Gora. He was right at the back of the pack. These piste conditions may be just a little easier for Miha. He's just 18 years of age. I think that's a brilliant way for the youngsters to prepare for these World Juniors. Many coaches would argue that you're just throwing them in the deep end a little too early, a little too soon. And that is a good point. But Ozerban here looking very much in control. And the young Slovenian into 20th position. Was that World Cup experience at the weekend to help or not? I'll leave you back home to answer that one. Italy. Pietro Bisello. Out of the Gresene Monterosa Ski Club. What a beautiful part of the mountains that is where this young lad comes from. It's good to see they've got some solid ski races as well as some beautiful mountains. Now, 4th in the National Junior Italian Championships is his PB. Best result this season. 32-point FIS score. Just take a note of that. 32 FIS points, and you're starting in the 40s at the World Junior Championships. There's an indication on how high the level is. He breaks into the top 30. Bisello, big smile on his face. Rightfully so. Well, I think the piste officials, piste marshals, just resetting the blue dye on one or two of the gates and making sure that they are... I've done a brilliant job here. We're at bib number 40, and this field of play is still holding up. Florian Strauss is on course for Austria. A PB of 36 FIS points so far this season. Last year as a junior at 20 years of age. Scheidreiter is the best of the Austrians, down in 18th position. What a surprise. This young lad, good split sector time. 0.55 off the pace of our French leader, Vitale. And I'm pretty sure now that that will be the fastest time of the two legs at 58.61 seconds. Qualification into the top 30 has got to be the main focus and priority for these later numbers now. Oh, and he's gone. Ow, and that's a heavy DNF for Strauss. The good news is that he's up on his feet. He's unhurt. Italy are next on course with Luca Ruffioni. .69, top 30 is the target here. Again, he's got the right technique, he's got the right approach to this. When that rut starts to deepen and form, you need to work with it, not fight against it. 2.24, 30th position. This may be the first man in the gate for the second run with the perfect, smooth, clean piste. Now, this isn't a very Swiss name at all, is it? Jack Spencer, racing for Switzerland. Many thanks for a quick text message from Robin Kellen, legendary Welsh coach. These boys skiing for Switzerland, growing up in Switzerland. His parents are actually from Cardiff in Wales, but he's grown up through the Swiss system. He's been schooled, educated, and now looking to race for Switzerland with a very British name. Jack Spencer out on course, wearing bib number 44. There's a couple more of them to come as well, I'm told by Robin. Robert Clark with bib 57, skiing for Switzerland, and both of his parents are Scottish. Now, Spencer. Good skiing skills, 1.98. Somebody needs to make a phone call and bring this lad back to the Welsh team. Out of Gstaad in Switzerland, Jack Spencer. Young, skillful talent. British parents, racing for Switzerland. Jakob Franzilin. It's a DNF for Jakob. Disappointing after some good FIS performances, including a 26-point score at the National Junior Championships in Velders early this season. That's disappointing. DNF means your race is over. No second leg, no chance to come back. Switch your attention and focus to the slalom race for the men this coming Thursday here in Tarvisio. Vitale tops the table. Pretty sure this time will not be bettered now. Sandvik, Hagen, Akschwartz, Bakovic making up the top five. But it's good news for the British team. Jack Irvine, 11. Freddie Carrick-Smith is in 13th position. Two British racers in the top 15. Then we see Dominic Shackleton making it 3 in the top 30. Twin brother to Freddie is Zach Carrick-Smith, and Zach's currently lying in 34th position in his first World Junior Championships. Well, beautiful conditions here, but just a little too warm. Not cold enough overnight has been the problem for the local organisers, but they have worked relentlessly through late and long into the night and the early morning hours to keep this piste ready. And I have to say, the piste for the giant slalom today has stood up beautifully for the top-ranked racers. Vitale is the fastest man for France. Sandvik and Hagen on screen making up the top three. Well, these are the lower ranked racers and from of the smaller nations, but many of them have a story to tell. And another couple of young British racers also getting their first taste of World Junior Championship racing here in Tarvisio, right up on the Italian and Austrian borders. This is Stanislav Zarinski, Polish racer. Apologies for the loss of picture. We're all back and on track here. Impressive turns from this young Polish racer. Just 0.7 of a second off the pace at the first split. Strong, determined. 1.48. To make the top 30, you need to be under 2.23 seconds off the pace of Vitale. And for all of our Polish viewers, my apologies, we lost the graphic there. I can confirm that Stanislav skied into 29th position. This is Leo Scherer, skiing for Germany. Out of the... Oh, and that's a DNF for Leo. That's a shame. Now, the younger brother of Fabian Schwarz, Ax Schwarz, is Alexander Ax Schwarz here. Just 18 years of age. Fourth position for Fabian Ax Schwarz. Comes into these World Juniors with a couple of top 10 results on the FIS Tour. He's a 40-point racer. And Ax Schwarz just misses the top 30, 4.21 seconds behind our French leader. It's good to see Iceland represented at these World Junior Championships. Jon Erik Sigurdsson. He's from the Fram Ski Club. 20 years of age. Raced at the World Championships. Many of you remember seeing him in action there. He was a DNF in the slalom, but came 19th in the qualification race to earn the opportunity to race in the Senior World Championships. And here he is back at junior level now. Top 30 just missed. 39th position for the Icelandic racer. Here's a great story again. This is Jake Curtis Knight, the son of Mike Curtis, the FIS director of race operations on the men's World Cup tour. His brother Jesse made his World Cup debut in the men's slalom in Kranjska Gora on Sunday. And here's young Jake now flying the flag high for Canada at the World Junior Championships in Tarvisio. He's out of Jasper, Alberta, that little Marmot hill there. Coached by Mum Louise in the early days. Of course, now part of the Banff Alpine racers. Him and his brother paying their own way to get to this level of international competition. And Jake Curtis Knight, 38th position, solid skiing. His big brother had a good day in Kranjska Gora, and that's a good race again from the 19-year-old Jake Curtis Knight of Canada. Jonas Sanchez Cabanas. Out of the Copos Ski Club from Spain. Celebrates his 20th birthday on the 8th of this month. And another great British coaching story here. Alan Baxter's younger brother, Noel Baxter, has been working with the Spanish team for a couple of years now. He's bringing through some very promising young juniors, as well as solidifying the World Cup squad as well. Czech Republic has Aldo Tomasek next on course. Now it starts to get a little difficult. The lower ranked racers getting pulled and pushed, forced almost into that lower racing line. Tomasek now 4.46 off the pace, 41st position. Nicolo Nocenzo, Italian racer. A PB this season on the FIS Tour of 11th position. That was his best FIS point score of 40 coming into these World Juniors. Croatia's Ziggy Prodjak. And again, some of the greatest Croatian racers have won this World Junior title. Ivica Janista Kocelic, Zrinka Lucic. Oh, and that's a shame for Ziggy. DNF. This is Harry Hoffman for Australia, wearing bib 55. Hoffman, who's won a couple of national junior races this season. Maybe a stronger slalom skier than giant slalom racer. But a good skier, nice technique. Oh, just now being forced a little low and late as he skillfully follows the pathway that is now being cut. But that pathway is getting a little rounder and therefore longer meters to cut, further meters to cover, I should say. And Hoffman here, skillful skiing, I have to say. That's good work. Hoffman, 39th position. Attila Banyai for Hungary. Ooh, almost went down on the inside there, and he doesn't make the recovery in time. Here's another British lad with Scottish parents, but growing up in Switzerland and going through the Swiss ski racing system. Very similar story to Daniel Yule, isn't it? The World Cup slalom superstar. Robert Clark on course here. He's a good skier. And again, we need to find a big sponsor for British ski racing. We can get on the phone and entice some of these young lads that have grown up in Switzerland, some in France, and get them racing under the British flag. Robert Clark is a skillful skier. He's out of Morgin, beautiful part of the Swiss Alps. Oh, Robert's gone down. What a shame. Right on track to put in a big performance here. Oh, I'm sorry for Robert Clark, his team, his family, and his friends, but that is day over. David Janda for Czech Republic. On a FIS race in the Czech Republic back on the 25th of January. 41-point score. Also part of the European Youth Olympic Festival. He was fourth in the giant slalom there in Bakariani in Georgia. Another British skier, Lucas Ellis, that's headed over to the United States of America to finish off his education and also keep his skiing skills as sharp as they can. Lucas out of the Colorado Mountain College. And that is a disappointing DNF there for Lucas. Just a drop in the pictures there. Please accept our apologies. Shake of the head for Ellis after some superb results on the collegiate tour as part of his prep for these World Juniors. Neo Kamada for Japan. Kamada starting with bib number 60.
Kamada.
45th position, 5.02 seconds off the pace of the French leader. So Max Lochland will be next in the gate for the British team. Presley of Denmark, Slovenia, Iceland, Czech Republic, Argentina. Some of the smaller nations, so good to see them fielding athletes from Estonia, Bulgaria. Sam Woods of New Zealand going with bib number 76. So here we go with Max Lochland out of the Apex Academy in Tignes in France. Talented young British racer. 18th in the downhill race here. That was a very valuable 40-point score. He's the son of Martin Gill, a former international freestyle mogul skier. And Max starting to develop some real nice skills in downhill in Super G. But as we all know, giant slalom is the core to all ski technique and international racing. He's battling bravely here. Needs to dig deep. But from a start number of 61, that's a mistake on the clock. Don't worry about that. We'll get the correct timing when we hit the finish line. But from a start number of 61, piste conditions are rough and tough now. And Max here, 4.3 off the pace. It's been a good day for the British racers so far in Tarvisio in this World Junior Championship Giant Slalom. And Max Laughlin goes into 43rd position, 4.6 seconds off the pace of our French leader. Oscar Priesler for Denmark next on course. Respectable sector 1, sector 2 times, 2.82 off the pace. And the Danish racer, that is respectable, into the top 40 at 39th position. Alen Krivicek of Slovenia. Oh, that is a disappointing DNF coming off the back of a nice third position in a FIS race in Bosnia-Herzegovina earlier this month. Hawkson, Icelandic racer, out on course. Now, Bjarmitor Hawksson. Four top 10 FIS results in Voss coming into these World Juniors. 17-year-old Norwegian racer. Icelandic racer, my apologies. Hawkson, 4.41, 43rd position. Marek Muller for the Czech Republic is out on track, wearing bib 65. And that is a sad DNF for Marek. His day is over. 66 is Nicolas Quintero for Argentina, out of the ADCL club. '28th in the Super G, 40th in the downhill. This is his third competition at these 44th FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships. I was impressed with this young lad. He was in the qualification race at the Senior World Championships in Saalbach-Interglemm last month, and he skied into 16th position there. A huge point score, 44.28. So we'll possibly see the best from Quintero in Thursday's slalom race for the men here in Tarvisio. '41st position for Quintero. This is Lucan Garitano Iturbe of Spain. "17 years of age. And a silver medalist at the European Youth Olympic Festival in Bakuriani, Georgia. So definitely a young rising star for the Spanish team here. Got some skills. The PB of 13th in the recent German FIS race. He's a 37-point giant slalom racer. And the young Spanish rising star skis into 48th position. Ioannis Bouas for Belgium next on course. Of the Snow Valley Racing team. Competing in the national junior races over in Austria as part of his preparation for these World Championships. Belgian team enjoying good form from Sam Mace and Armand Marchand on the senior men's World Cup. And the Belgian racer skis into 41st position. Andorra are next in the gate with Eric Ebri-Molina. Sadly for the Andorran racer, a DNF did not finish. Finland. Felix Mäkismo. Now the piece starts to become very difficult for these later numbers. Once again, our apologies for the dropout and loss of picture. Good skiing skills from bib number 70 for the Finnish racer. Stops the clock at 1 minute 02.47 seconds, 41st position. Patrick Forcek. Czech racer now. Good form on some of the university races, but not the form that he was hoping for today. DNF for Patrick. Vitus Hangho for Denmark. .47 FIS point score, his best result so far this season. A nice tidy set of opening turns here. 0.41 off the pace at sector split time 1. But a DNF coming off the second pitch for the Danish racer. Otto Orisic of Croatia next on course. He's a 50-point racer in giant slalom. He's had 3 top 10 results at FIS races and national championships in Bosnia and Herzegovina. DNF for the young Croatian. Giovanni Ongaro, Brazilian racer, picks up a DNF. 75 next is Jan Simoncic. Closing turns here from the young Slovenian. And once again, congratulations to the local organising committees. This piece is holding up much better than many of us thought. Sam Woods for New Zealand, out of the Queenstown Alpine ski team. 47th for the Kiwi in the World Junior Championship Super G. But sadly for Sam, it is a DNF. For Ireland, this is Ethan Bouchard. He's out of the Gould Academy competition program. Changed his nationality from the United States of America back in 2022. Taking advantage of dual nationality. 46th and 48th in the Super G and the downhill here. And Ethan makes it safely into the finish area. 6.87 off the pace, 54th position. Laura Maggie for Estonia. Carries bib number 78. He's out of the Tartu Slalom Ski Club. An impressive top 10 result in slalom. Ruka, Finland FIS race back on the 8th of February for the Estonian skier. That was a 58.3 FIS point score. So I think Maggie will look for his best performance in Thursday's slalom. 54th position. Milan Gebenar for Argentina. Sadly for the Argentinian, that is a DNF. This is Marco Semedziev. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Bulgarian skier out of one of my favorites, Bulgarian winter resorts of Pamparovo. He's got a list of some good podiums against his name. He's a 40-point giant slalom racer, 40 FIS points, that is. He was on the podium in Bosnia and Herzegovina FIS races back in February on 3 occasions. So it's no surprise to see him just 4.7 off the pace. Semetsiev, 5.73, 54th position. So off the top 80 racers, no change in the top 10 positions. Vital leads for France, Sandvik, Hagen and Schwartz. So good to see 2 British skiers in the top 15, Jack Irvine and Freddie Carrick-Smith. Also, Dominic Shackleton will get a very smooth, clean piste if they decide to reverse the top 30 after the second leg. Twin brother of Freddie, Zach Carrick-Smith, currently holding 35th position. Sibelenko of Ukraine next on course. And sadly for the Ukrainian, that is a DNF day over. Did not finish. Matic, Krasovec for Slovenia next on course. A FIS race top 10 is the PB for Matic coming into these World Juniors. And another DNF for starter 82, 83 in the gate next for Denmark is Sebastian Beyer-Stanow. 53rd position for the Danish racer. Estonia next in the gate with Rasmus Masila. DNF for Rasmus. Arthur Mansen for Denmark wears 85. DNF for the Danish racer. New Zealander next in the gate with Alec Jackson. Out of the Tekapo Ski Club. This is Rapolos Lapinis of Lithuania. Toby Jackson for New Zealand wears bib number 88 in this World Junior Championship giant slalom competition in Tarvisio, Italy. Finley Wilson for Ireland. My apologies, that was Berkner for Argentina. Here is the Irish racer, Finley Wilson, out of the Chamonix Club de Sport. Well, he's battled bravely here, Finley Wilson. These conditions now are incredibly difficult. And the racer forced to work with the rut, follow the racing line in a much slower pathway, and a 59th position for Wilson representing Ireland. Felix Sachs of Australia wears bib 91.
For the Felix Skiing on the ground area. In the first round.
Lawrence Kalf, young Dutch racer, 17 years of age, and of Snow Sports Academy Racing. Permin Strugasans. Zolt Pazka, Romanian racer. Oh, and a DNF there. Philip Beck for Slovakia. It takes 57th position. This is Atanas Petrov for Bulgaria. And that's an early DNF for Atanas. Milan Schneider for Hungary. Where's 97?
On a 06:39. Again here.
Dmytro Shepyuk for Ukraine wears 98. And unfortunately for the Bulgarian, that is, for the Ukrainian, my apologies, that is a DNF. This is Ivan Glachev for Bulgaria, wearing bib number 99. Glachev finishing in 63rd position. Jesse Mutton of New Zealand wears bib 100. He's out of the Wanaka Snow Sports Club. Sadly for Jesse, that's a DNF. Davor Marinovic for Chile. And disappointment for the South American DNF for Davor. Let's move on to Petter's son of Iceland, Petter Ridar Pettersson. And that's a DNF for the Icelandic racer. Taking us on to bib 103 for Brazil, Christoph Brandner. Brandner makes the finish area to go into 64th position. Belgium are on course. Or is this Portugal? My apologies. This is Portugal on course with Emerick Gerlio, who sadly picks up a DNF. Here is Christophe Bouas for Belgium. As we were saying at the top of our show, the Belgium team enjoying some really good form on the FIS Ski World Cup Tour at the weekend in Crunchgagora, literally just over the border from Tarvisio here in Italy. With both Sam Mays putting in 2 point scores in both the giant slalom and the slalom, Armand Marchand in the top flight as well. So Christophe Bouas, teenager from Belgium, out of the Snow Valley Racing team. 100-point FIS skier. Makes the finish line safely. ...136 racers representing 50 different national ski associations at these 44th FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships here in Tarvisio, Italy. All about experience now for some of these later performers. Korobov of Kyrgyzstan is next on course. Officially is the Kyrgyz Republic, landlocked country, of course, in Central Asia. And Korobov here has done well to make the finish. Actually showing some good skiing skills. Korobov, 7.10 seconds off the pace, 63rd position. Serbia. No, 107 appears to be absent from the start gates. So this is Tarak Zuric for Bosnia and Herzegovina, wearing bib 108. This is Vas of Hungary. From the Free Ride Club, Daniel Bertelan. Now, Daniel here. Top 20 results in FIS races this season. Top 20 results in FIS races held in Bormio in Italy. And, of course, Bormio in Italy will be the resort that hosts the Alpine events for the 2026 Winter Olympic Games in February of next year. A wise choice of FIS races. You familiarise yourself with the piste. 19 years of age now. Younger Hungarian racer Noel Major, representing his country at the recent European Youth Olympic Festival, where he was 40th in the giant slalom. 16 years of age. Kokolov of Kazakhstan wears bib 111. Nico Ertz for Belgium. Once again, our apologies for the loss of pictures. Snow Valley Racing Team. It's becoming the bogey gate for many on the terrain roll and breakaway from relatively flat to a very steep pitch. A DNF for Ertz there. 116 is Afan Mihic for Bosnia and Herzegovina. safely into the finish area. 70th position, 8.63 off the first run pace of our French leader. This is Albania on course with Lapo Chiarolanza. DNF. Pekovic. Balkan racer skiing for Montenegro. North Macedonia next on course. Danilo Ilev. Young Belgian racer Yul Van Steen Kiest.
Yul
75th position into the finish area. Good to see the North African country of Morocco represented at these FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships. This is Idris Yannick. Idris Yannick takes 74th position. Tutiu of Romania wears 122. Irish racer out on course. Isaac Cutting. And That's a shame for Isaac. He's from the Lowlanders racing team. And a DNF with start number 123. 124 is the Brazilian Ski Federation, represented by Artur Padilla.
5, 4, 124 en pista.
This is Cornu Wong, skiing for Hong Kong. One of the special administrative regions of China. His club is the Ski Association of Hong Kong and China. He is competing in national junior races in Valmalengo and running just under 150 at World Cup points. Skied well here. I'm delighted for Hong Kong and Cornu Wong, 77th position, booking himself a spot in the second leg later today. Fabian Weist, skiing for Thailand. And just misses the finish, 2 gates from home. This is Felix Vaclavec of Luxembourg, wearing 127. And that is a DNF. Sai is out on course. For Taiwan. Yu Zheng Shai, 78th position. Ireland should be next in the gate with starter 129. Rupert Guinness from the Lowlanders Racing Club.
Iniziamo con the Irish. We're going to see a fall.
Oh, and that's a heavy fall for Rupert.
Goodness.
Good to see he's up and unhurt. Racer 130 is Petar Kasem of Montenegro. Peter Kasem safely into the finish area, 81st position, over 21 seconds behind the French leader of the first leg. 6 to go. Madagascar's Teo Montagny. Young Teo here, dealing with the roughest and toughest of ruts and bumps at the back of the pack, goes into 77th position. That's a good brave ski. Liu for Hong Kong, King Pok Liu, racing with bib number 132. Out of the Hong Kong Ski Club, of course. And that is a sad DNF. He got some good results from some FIS races in Yanqing in China earlier this season, 12th and 14th position. Just 4 to go. This is Vicente for Portugal. Vicente, just 16 years of age. And that is a real shame. A DNF with just 3 gates left to go.
Top of the run.
134 is Kenan Zaidan, skiing for Lebanon. Para Sporting Club. And he's most of his racing has been done at the Cedars Ski Resort in Lebanon and the Anzar Ski Resort of Lebanon, where he's put in some good results. I'd love to head over there and take a closer look at those ski resorts. That's something that's going to have to go on my bucket list, but it's good to see Lebanon represented here with that Keenan. Rutted, it's bumpy, still quite icy underfoot where the salt has been put into the snow to try and firm up the surface. Zaidan, well done, 82nd position, safely into the finish area, 2 to go. Brazilian racer is the penultimate starter of this first run in the men's giant slalom here in Tarvisio. Christopher Rubens-Holm. Brazil with its new skiing superstar, Lucas Pinheiro Broughton. Winter sport is starting to become something of a more regular appearance in South America. Just running a really late line here. I'm not sure how long he can hold on. But there is no question Christopher has battled bravely here. And there is the DNF, sadly, for Christopher Holm. And the final racer representing Lebanon is Chris Shuporian. Again, another skier out of the Para Ski Club of Lebanon, and he's been competing in those FIS races and national championships at the Amzar Ski Resort and the Cedars Ski Resort back home. Last racer of the first run in these 44th FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships. Second run will see us flip the top 30. With Flavio Vitale setting the fastest time and first run pace at 58.61. At less than 0.6 of a second separates the top 5 with Norway and Sweden. 3 French racers in the top 10, 2 British racers in the top 15. He's holding on well here, isn't he, Chris Shuporian? After a nervous start now, starts to find a better rhythm and flow to his work and turns. And he's made it. He's absolutely delighted. 82nd position, 13.77 off the pace. A little kiss to his national flag there as well, to say thank you for all of those supporters back home. Well, a new pattern of turns will be set for the shootout in the second leg for this World Junior title. Who can beat Flavio Vitale with a brilliant first run? Just behind him, Sandvik of Norway, Hagen of Norway, Axe Schwartz, Jack Irvin and Freddie Carrick-Smith will be looking to bring a medal for the British team in this second run that is scheduled to start at 12:30 Central European Time. Pietro Bizzello will get the action underway for the Italian team. Then we'll go through the rest of the starters from 31 to the end of the first leg. But it's the top 30 that will go in reverse order. Those are the 30 skiers in the chase for the medals in this men's World Junior Giant Slalom race here today. Let's have a quick look at that fastest run from earlier this morning of Flavio Vitale, a young French racer that we've seen on the World Cup Tour on numerous occasions. He's just 19 years of age, and we've seen that talent shown on the fully blown senior tour. And in this World Junior Championship, his performance was flawless. 19 years of age, out of the Club de Sport of Tignes in France. And Vitale will go last of the top 30 on the second leg. Just behind him, Sebastian Hagen of Norway. And I'd say any one of the top 10, possibly top 15, could take the medals here, particularly with the course potentially rutting and bumping and making it a difficult second leg challenge for the faster men, with the top 30 going in reverse order. Second quickest on the first leg, Hagen of the Stabæk Ski Club of Norway. And Sandvik, also of the Norwegian team, third fastest after the first leg.
Giocano il podio.
So a new pattern of turns will be set for the second leg, as we said earlier, starting at 12:30 Central European Time. Roope Leskinen of Finland will set the new turns for that second leg, with the top 30 going in reverse order. So until lunchtime today, on behalf of the FIS TV team and myself, Nick Fellows, many thanks for your company. It's goodbye for now.